What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Sword Chronicles Awaken. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about the best ways to gain power going forward, especially if you're a brand new player. This is going to be a lot of F2P advice, and this is coming from some of the top players currently in the game. So shout out to a few folks on the Discord, specifically the leader of Ambulance, Cry, I think is his name. I found his guide, and I figured, you know what? I'm just going to shout him out here and then also offer you guys some of his sound advice. And I can agree with this because I've luckily been doing most of these things myself. So let's talk about the best ways to gain power for you as a brand new player, as a free-to-play player. Whales and stuff, you're going to know how to do this. You pretty much probably all have it covered because you're spending money, and that will ultimately get you power quickly. But for free-to-play players and players who are going to be spending very little amounts, this is the best way to do it. So the most straightforward way to gain power is going to be simply summoning. I think everyone's understanding that. Everybody knows how that works. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you set up your 2 wish list. I've said this many times already, which units, and then you go ahead and do your recruit summit, and hopefully you will get yourself SSR dupes, SR dupes, and R dupes, obviously, that you need, and then you can go ahead and advance those characters up and push them to further ranks, ultimately gaining yourself the most amount of power. Now, this is going to be the most expensive way of doing it. Like, that's a perfect thing that you want to see right there. So let's see who we get. Perfect. See my use who we want. Hopefully we get 2 SSRs. Let's see what we end up having. Hopefully we get a Dian Wei as well. And Yinping I need because she's almost already going to be an SR. Perfect. Dian Wei, there we go. And let's see who else we get here. Perfect. Lian Shi, I want her too. This is perfect. This has actually been a really, really good pull. So there you guys go. 60 shards, right? And you want to go ahead and do this. Now, what you end up doing after that is you go ahead and apply. Oh, look at that. A random SSR as well. You apply that towards the current units that you have, and you dupe them up, obviously, and they gain power. Now, it's got a telltale there. So let's go into support. Hero overview. Now, once you're in here, you simply go star up, and then you get these extra little things. Now you can see here, I need 2 more stars in order to push and get yourself the requirements then to push and further to UR, and then you need even more. It's not done there. You need even more shards. Okay, so just so you guys are aware, it doesn't stop after the 5. Like here, you're gonna watch. I'll show you right now. So you need to do all this, and then you need to get yourself 240 of the shards. So this is going to be the easy part. This is the tough part, okay? So Dian Wei is going to be my next SSR most likely, so we're going to push for that, and then just get the rest of these guys up real quick. There we go. Get that to 2-star. That's incredible. Let's keep going. There's another 5-star right there. Again, need more shards for that, right? So this is going to be the long-term game for free-to-play. For pay-to-win, this is going to be a lot easier to accomplish, obviously, because you're going to be pushing all these accounts fairly quickly up. But there are going to be other requirements, and we'll cover. You can see here, I'm already done these 2, for example. So I need to get these shards now to complete and move them to SR status, making them even more powerful. Okay, so this is the first way of gaining power. There's nothing that's going to be better than that. All right, now moving over to the second most important thing, of course, building your gallery. Now this gallery here is going to just naturally evolve as your characters grow in stars. So make sure you're coming in here whenever you see that red dot that annoys everybody to come and do a specific thing. So look for the units that you need to upgrade and make sure you get them all done. And this will boost your power quite a bit in terms of the gallery. So you don't want to neglect this, guys. So sometimes it's a good thing to focus on and kind of target specific units that you're missing once you've completed a few. So this is going to be in a massive way to gain power. Okay. Now another one is going to be your camp. Now your camp is extremely important. Now you're going to want to quickly deploy the units here that are going to give you the most amount of stats. Okay, you can see here all your deployed heroes on the top here will get these bonuses. Okay, so it's critical to your growth as a player to make sure that you unlock these right there, and then you put the best units where they belong. Now I'm going to say this, it's very expensive in the beginning, but according to the best players who have been playing this game, unlocking these bonuses is a huge boost to your BR. At first you won't notice the battle amounts going up that much, but as you grow as a player, they're going to make a significant difference. So you don't have to do it right away, especially as a free-to-play. I think summoning is still more important right now because of the events that are going on, but that extra bonus slot, you can see here there is 8 of them, right? Because there's four slots, 4 up top and 4 in the bottom. So these 8 slots here are going to increase your power by a minimum of 2% extra for the bonus of all your stats, and then whoever else you put in here. So you can get a fairly significant difference in there pretty damn quickly. Okay, so remember that. Now, that's going to take care of that. Now, the next section that you want to focus on as well is, of course, like I mentioned, getting your Rs to SRs, SRs to SSRs, and SSRs to Rs. Now, or UR, sorry. Now, the way to do that, there's something you need to buy specifically from the shop, especially if you're going to be pushing for the URs. Okay, so this is something that everybody needs to know. So let me just go in there and show you guys what I'm talking about. In the shop, I did the shop guide. Go take a look at the full guide if you want to know everything that you should be responsible for. But this right here, Ultra Awakening Rune, is something you definitely want to go for. It's going to be a pretty big part of your growth in this game. So save that, purchase one of these. There you go. You guys can see I purchased it. Then go ahead and grab yourself what you need from there. Now, these initial SSR shards are also really, really important. So you could have saved for that, but for me personally, I care about getting my Ling Chi into her UR status very soon. So I'm going to be pushing for that, obviously. And then you get, there's, like I said, the whole guide has been completed for the store. So go check it out. You can see everything you're supposed to buy as a free-to-play player. Okay. Now, moving over to the next thing, your affinity. Okay, your affinity is a big part. So if you guys go to your home right here, you're gonna have the opportunity to invite, to set up feasts, to go to baths with these people, and take them on certain dates, etc. Right? So it's extremely important, guys, that you are focusing on the room and increasing your affinity. You can see here the affinity stats do go up quite a bit, and you get yourself bonus percentage stats, which are even better, right? So this is going to be a really, really big one, especially for characters that you're trying to evolve. So for example, I need to evolve him, right? So you're going to need to interact with him. So we're going to go with wine for him and then fight it. I think he's obviously a pretty big fighter. Let's just see what he says here overall. So the interactions themselves are extremely important for character growth, and you actually have to do them in order to push further into evolving these characters to their next status. Okay, so there you guys go. Got something from that. Let's go back here and go to the room, and now you're supposed to raise his affinity, for example, up, right, to I think like 3 or something. So there's one affinity right there. See that? It went up 1,270. Everything went up there, right? Here's number 2. Raise it one more time. You guys can see here, I'm opened up more lore. So you click the lore, you go ahead and do this, and you get yourself some meteor gems for doing that. Follow the beggar. Let's just do this one. I'm sure there are specific options you can choose, and it will give you the better ending, by the way, just so you guys are aware. Here, follow the beggar. Let's see what happens this time. Don't act rashly. And there's the second one. Okay, so there's 2 of them. So you can get 2 more right there, and you get yourself the lore that you need. And this is what you chose last time. It'll just kind of give you the storyline. Okay, so if you go back now to the character, look, if you do level 3, you unlock a Rose Hot Spring with that character, or just in general the ticket to take any character you want. You can see here my Ling Chi is level 7 already. I want to hang out with her, for example, so I'll do this real quick, and then we'll go and do, there we go, rock, paper, scissors, or paper, scissors, rock, whatever you want to call it, however order you guys go in. As a kid, I remember calling it some weird stuff. I don't know if you guys remember, like, I did like atomic bomb versus shuriken versus, like, it was so stupid as kids. Anyways, so there you go. That's done. So now if you go back to your character, right? Don't forget also, forgot to mention this, make sure you go to the store, guys, every day and buy everything in the store, okay? Don't forget to do that. Okay, so let's go back here and go to the character again. And you guys can see hero overview. If you look at Danwei now, some of his actual awakenings, look at that, has been completed. Send a gift, interact. I need 1 more to get affinity, so you can push them 1 more time just to kind of get it out of the way. And there's your affinity level 4. You got yourself a hot spring, and you got the avatar, and you raised the actual increase there in stats, and you can go ahead and grab one of these right there. Okay, so that's how you do that. That's a great way to raise your power through the actual affinity section, and what you have to do in terms of increasing your rankings for your characters. Another way, obviously very important one. Now this one I've been doing a little bit incorrectly, so I've talked to a few folks. Pick your 2 best characters. Okay, so for example, Ling Chi is my best character right now, and focus on their gear more than anybody else's. That's so I've been doing this wrong. I've been focusing on getting every character up at the same time, but that's actually not how you're supposed to do it. Apparently the goal is get everyone up first, and then get 2 main characters up first, and then focus on the rest of them, and then even them out. Okay, so focus on getting your best characters up, because they're going to push you the furthest in the game. And if you aren't doing that, you're evening it out. You're gonna run out of resources real quick as free-to-play players, and you won't be taking advantage of some of the best units out there. So right now, she is my favorite unit. She's my best unit. So I'm gonna be pushing her promotion-wise, as well as pushing all of her gear up to get there as fast as you can. All right. Another part here that's obviously going to help you raise your power is going to be mastery. Now, mastery is a little bit more difficult as free-to-play because you're required to do some of the actual is it dungeons? No, not dungeons. Sorry. It's going to be the conquest and the expedition right here. Okay, so you're going to need to go through here. Once you get to Lubu Elite here, he's going to drop 5 stars. That's kind of where your goal is going to want to be. You want to essentially aim for that. Everyone else drops 2 to 3 stars before that, right? You can see 2 stars, 3 stars. You kind of start getting a little bit more here, and then here you get your 4s, and then finally tier 5. So your goal is to essentially get to this point as soon as you possibly can. And complete this. Now, unfortunately, there is a blockage for everybody. You have to complete the solo mission first before you can go into the team battles. And they do this strategically, so not everybody can get help from a whale. You actually have to be able to beat the content yourself first before you can move on. All right, so very important to note that. Now, Red Cliff is going to be another very big one. You got to finish this up, and the purpose of finishing these up obviously is the fact that you need to get yourself a lot of these divine weapons, and divine weapons are going to be a massive part of your growth as well too. So don't lose out on that, guys. It's very, very important to do on all these. So go through this, do your 3 stars, complete them, and then once you've completed this entire thing, you'll have a treasure chest that drops. Save some meteor gems in order to get yourself the essentially the divine weapon you're looking for, the shard specifically, right? That's all you can really get. But it's going to build over time for free to play, and it's going to increase your power for your main character quite a bit. And then lastly, it's going to be your skins, right? So skins are going to be a big part of the game. Right now, there's the aura for the main character to get completed in the event section. I talked about it last video. Make sure you're doing that as well too. If you're not doing that, you're going to cause yourself to be behind quite a bit on the rest of the people on your server. So your aura and your skins for your main character is going to be the biggest one, and then obviously completing all of the events as you play the game. So those are pretty much the best ways, guys. If I've missed anything, let me know. Shout out again to Cry for putting this guide together. I took a look at it, I read it, I started looking at some of the stuff I was doing. Did it make sense? It did. I was happy about it. So make sure you're growing, make sure you're doing the right things. Focus on the shop guide that I created, and also it'll help you guys understand the game a little better. And obviously, guys, the last thing I want to talk about real quick about power is going to be your bonds, right? Now, the bonds themselves are just having 2 of the characters, 3 of the characters, 4 of the characters, 5 of the characters together in the same team, but they cannot be neglected, and there's a massive reason why this game is built around bonds. So make sure you're focusing on getting the proper teams together using the bonds for your best units, and that will help you exponentially completing content in this game. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.